So we're going to do some examples now. These are all equations with one square root. Remember the process: isolate the square root, square both sides, solve the equation, and then check to make sure the solutions are legitimate. So we'll take this one, we'll isolate the square root by subtracting 2 from each side. So we get square root of x equal to 5. Then we square both sides. And then we check square root of 25 plus 2 equals 7. Square root of 25 is 5 plus 2 is 7. Yes. So that is a solution. Since we haven't lost any solutions by squaring both sides, it's the only solution. We have a cautionary tale. If we just tried squaring without isolating, you would think that maybe everything would be okay. But the left side becomes x plus 4 root x plus 4 equals 49, like that. So things got actually worse. We were trying to get rid of some problems. We had one square root, now we've got a square root and also an x. So we need to isolate. The square root of x first. That's the moral of that story. So in each of these cases, that same thing would happen if we tried just squaring everything as it stood. Probably things just get worse and don't get better. So we'll isolate here. So by subtracting 2. Now you know that square root sign stands for a principal square root. So there's no way the square root of x minus 1 can be a negative number because the square root of anything is not negative. So we could stop there and just say no solutions. But sometimes you don't notice. So let's just pretend we didn't notice. And we'll square both sides. And then we'll add 1 to both sides. So we get x equal to 2. Well, 2 is a nice number. And then we check. So square root x is 2. 2 minus 1 plus 2, is that equal to 1? That's 3. No. So this is not a solution. We knew that already. There were no solutions, and since it was the only possible choice of a solution, there's no solution. So I write here no solutions. We got that multiple ways. Either by just noticing square roots can't be negative, just stop. Doesn't matter what x is, that can't happen. Or go ahead and square both sides, get an answer, check that it doesn't work. Those are the only possibilities. Since the only possibility doesn't work, there can be no solutions. Okay, on to our third one. Go ahead and isolate. So 15, subtracting 15, we get 9. Square both sides. We get x plus 4 equals 81. Solving for x. X is 77. And then we'll check that it works. Way up here. Square root 77 plus 4 is 81 plus 15. Is that 24? And it says 9 plus 15 is 24. Yes. So that makes x equal to 77 the solution. So that's the process. Isolate, square, solve, check. Any values you find that work are all the solutions to the radical equations. Any of those values you find once you've solved the squared equation that don't work Could be called extraneous solutions, but they actually aren't a solution. Sometimes you'll get two solutions and one from squaring, one of them will work and one of them won't. Here we just had one choice each time. So if it works, it's the solution. If it doesn't work, there aren't any solutions to the equation. Okay, let's try to get fancy on the next slide. Let's see what happens if we do something more than just look at one square root, or maybe we can get rid of square roots and look at some other kinds of roots. Back in a minute with a little more variety and see what it looks like. See you in a minute.